I was going to say, this is how heavy it is. It's really heavy, but I forgot it.
Any other questions about granite?
We'll go into quartz.
Okay.
Quartz, there are several, we get asked more questions about quartz because it's the newest material. So I brought more quartz out than anything else, just so you can see the different types. But they're all pretty much the same companies. All the characteristics and everything are pretty much the same for all quartz, okay? What it is, it's quartz pieces actually ground up and repolished to put together in with resin and dye. So it's not 100% natural stone straight out of the ground. It's those stones that they take out of the ground, they polish them up, put them in together. It's 93% quartz, so they can actually get by with calling it a natural product. You only have to be 93%, and that's what they are. So they're a natural product, but it's actually man-made. Okay? But they have, I mean, we've got, well, I guess we have 3 brands out here. We even have some more in the other room, I think. But they have all different kinds of things. They have pieces that are very simple and not a whole lot of movement, which we do get a lot of work on these, or asking for these, just because they're more contemporary and things. And then you have ones that have come out now, which they have tons of movement, and they're trying to get more veining in them. Actually, with the end of the year coming, they're coming out, I think we have 2 companies that are coming out with actual, this is the newest quartz that has come out that has like some movement. Now with this end of the year, they have 2 companies, I think both of these 2 companies are coming out with bigger movement to actually really replicate granites more. So, interested to see those pieces. But
is that as heavy? Is that as heavy as granite?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're the same thickness. They're both 1.25 inches. Pretty much everything is the same on quartz and granite as to what you can do. Your seams, your sealants, your everything. Other than quartz is non-porous, so it's not going to stain. Well, it's stain resistant, it's heat resistant, and scratch resistant. Now those things are not heat free, stain free, and scratch free. Those are all resistant. So all of those things can happen. It's just depending on what you do. Every time you say heat resistant, stain resistant, scratch resistant, everybody says, "Oh, well, it's not going to scratch. I can put a hot pad straight on it." Well, those are resistant, not free of. So again, like I said earlier, I recommend using a cutting board and a hot pad with any material that you buy. Whether it's laminate, just because it's laminate and you should, because it's a thinner material, or whether it's quartz or granite because you spent, you know, thousands of dollars on it. So you don't want to take the risk of damaging it.
Can you tell by looking at a product whether it's quartz or granite?
I usually can.
Mm-hmm. Is there a...
I would say yes.
I usually can, and probably she can too, only because we kind of know what the patterns look like on both of them.
But just to me, when I mean, is there a way to tell?
Really the only reason is because quartz is going to be more uniform in pattern.
The pattern's more consistent.
This...
You said this was granite?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. This looks pretty uniform.
It's very uniform. Like I said earlier, there are some granites that are really uniform, that being one of them. But if you look at it, there are a lot of inconsistencies in the pieces, and the pieces are bigger. Quartz, you can't really get that big of a piece. They're a lot smaller. And if some of these look bigger, like this right here, it's not a big white piece. That's a whole bunch of little clear pieces in with white dye.
The back, our bar here, right where Tammy is, and then the back portion of that is quartz. So maybe when you get a chance, you might want to take a look at the differences between the two and see if you guys can see a difference between the two.
And that is our only quartz piece we have.
That's our only quartz piece we have, and the brand of that is Zodiac, which is right here.
Can you get the same finish on quartz that you can on granite, like the honed?
You certain ones. Actually, what we don't have in here, Caesar Stone, they have a honed. Okay. And thank you for bringing that up because I brought this in here for a reason. Go back to granite for a quick second, and you guys can come up and look at this later if you want. But here's I know you're not going to be able to see it from there, but this is a standard granite. It has the polish on it, the standard polish that all granite has. Then this has a honed. All it is it's same softness. Actually, it almost is a little softer even, just because of what they do is they buff it and then they polish it and then they buff it off. But it's not as shiny. Okay. So you have those two, and any granite can be like that from certain companies. Not every company can.
I'm gonna pass these around. This is the polished.
Yeah, that's
Here's
That's
the-
possible if you want.
Hone is usually more expensive because there's more labor involved in it.
So it's polished and then they have to take that
Yeah.
out.
I haven't made that decision yet.
Oh.
I gotta get my new price and then I'll decide. I do know that with the shiny, if you do a black, you see everything. And when you hone it, you don't see as much because it doesn't have that shine.
Right.
So there are advantages to the honing, I've found.
Now it is going to be more porous though.
It is. It
so
is.
Will be
you,
more
you've
porous.
got your
Pros and
pros and
cons.
cons to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you always
This-
have your
oh, yeah.
advantages and disadvantages with this.
This
So it
is
could take stain, it could possibly stain maybe, or.
granite can stain.
Or I mean,
Granite is
with
porous.
Quartz. If
This-
you
this is a
hone,
neat
you can
finish,
hone
though.
quartz.
Some
On
quartz.
glass.
They
Some
come.
quartz.
They
Changes the
come
look
that
totally.
way. And I can show you a few afterwards.
I'll go.
That'd be great.
It does.
So we'll talk about that when she comes back.
Okay.
This is one more version, or one more type of finish you can do on granite. And not all granite companies can do this, but Classic Marble can, and not every color can be this way either. But this is called the leather, or suede finish. Sorry, leather suede. But if you see it, I won't pass this around because it's really big, but it's texturized. It's very soft still, but there's texture. It's not really smooth and flat. But it's the suede finish. It's really nice, and it's just a different look. I mean, if you want like a piece just to kind of catch your eye or something, it's just a different look. I mean, it makes it. I mean, this is a black piece that normally this would be really shiny. You'd see every single finger print. But it's kind of a neat piece. So
I'm gonna pass around the quartz. One is honed and then one is the polished. So you guys can see the difference between those two as well.
and Caesarstone is the only company
That
that
does
hone.
this.
So you're kind of limited there, and they don't hone everything. They
It's
only
just
hone like
certain colors.
the very minimal basic colors, like just the solid colors, or some of the solids that have kind of like the ones that are made to look like travertine or limestone. So those are the only ones they hone. They don't hone like something like this. Just they don't have the I don't think they have the ability to do that yet.
Are you able to look at big slab, I mean, because it is man-made, right?
But it's
Are you
very
able to look at-
uniform.
Right, I mean, still.
You're not picking out your
You're
own.
just picking it out from the small.
Yeah, but I mean, most companies will get me a big 12 by 12 if they need, like this, but that's the biggest I can get for you. So, I know we need to kind of fly this Colby's here now too.
Does the quartz require sealing like the granite does?
It does
It
not.
does not. You can still use that cleaner / sealant that you can buy for granite. You can still use that on it, but you don't have to.
It's technically a maintenance-free product. It has an antibacterial built in with it. So it actually, all the main brands that are up here have a green guard seal to it. So it's good to the environment, but as well as it is maintenance, pretty much maintenance-free. You do not have to go through your maintenance like you would with a granite.
Keeps your family healthy, right?
Yeah. I know we have one more product we want to get, and we're going to bring up the pro on that one. Colby Klaus is here from Klaus Designs. He does concrete.
Come on up.
And I've got some of his stuff up here that he does, and he can talk more about it, answer questions that I can't. Wherever you want. Come right over here. You want
Make
wherever you want.
yourself at home.
Well, good morning, or is it morning still?
It's still
Yeah.
morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we make concrete products, countertops, and kind of new in this area, but it's been around for quite a while. We really get into
Oh, there we go.
our mix designs are all scratch mix designs, so it's not like we're using a bag mix from a Menard store and mixing up in a wheelbarrow. Everything is scaled.